Welcome to my podcast, Functional Medicine with Dr. Var. Reset your health and reclaim your life. Today's daily habit has to do with reducing your risk for dementia. If you are sleeping less than 7 hours a night, your brain may already be making the same toxic proteins that are linked to Alzheimer's disease. So your brain is like a busy city with trillions of messages firing between neurons every second of the day. And all that activity leaves behind some waste, just like traffic leaves behind pollution. At night, your brain doesn't completely shut down. It's switching to the night shift cleanup crew. And if that cleanup crew doesn't happen, things pile up. The cleanup crew is called the glymphatic system. Think of it like the plumbing system of your brain. And here's how it works. When you go into deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink a little. This opens up a space between them, letting your brain fluid, called cerebral spinal fluid, wash through the brain and carry out toxins. And one of the most important toxins it clears out is beta-amyloid, the sticky protein that forms plaques in Alzheimer's disease. If you don't get enough deep sleep, your glymphatic system doesn't have enough time to do its job. Over the years, the buildup of proteins and inflammation quietly damages the connections between your brain cells. And here's the part that many people don't realize. This process can start in your 40s. You might start noticing some memory changes and you might start brushing them off. Like you might forget a word, misplace your keys, walk into a room and not remember why. But these normal lapses may be early signs that your brain is not clearing out the waste as efficiently as it should. That's why it is so important to protect your sleep and to make sure you're getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night. Studies show that people who chronically get less than 6 hours of sleep have about a 30 to 40% higher risk of developing dementia. On the flip side, people who get 8 hours of sleep consistently not only think more clearly, but they also protect their long-term brain health. This leads me to the daily habit challenge, which is to try to be in bed by 10 o'clock. And I say 10 o'clock because usually the first couple hours of your sleep is where you get the most deep restorative sleep. On average, most people get up around 5 to 6 a.m. in the morning to get ready for work. So going to bed by 10 gives you that optimization of getting 7 hours of sleep. Now, of course, if you have a different schedule, then just count backwards 7 hours and try to go to bed by that time period. If you are finding it difficult to go to bed earlier, then here are some things that you can do. You can set a reverse alarm to remind yourself to go to bed. Just count backwards from the time that you need to get up and make sure that you get at least 7 hours. And a half hour to an hour before that, set your alarm so that it tells you that you need to start winding down so that you can get ready to go to bed. This means no blue light devices, which is difficult, I know, but you want to avoid your blue light devices because that messes up your circadian rhythm and that affects your quality of sleep. That hour before bed, create a calming ritual. A warm shower, some gentle breath work or stretching. You could even keep a journal and get all your thoughts out for the day so they're out of your brain and your brain can just try to let it go and rest. You can even write down your to-dos for the next day, as this helps your brain feel safer and ready to power down because you're getting it all out of your head. Now, if it's really difficult for you to jump to 7 hours a night, like let's say you're really getting like on average 4 to 5 hours a night, then just try to work backwards and add an extra 15 minutes every week until you're getting to that 7 hours. So if you only get 5 hours of sleep, try to get 5 hours and 15 minutes the next night. And then after a week, when you get adjusted to that, then try to get 5.5 hours of sleep and so on. You may not notice the effect of getting more sleep right away. It does take a couple of weeks for your brain to reset. So if you get one night of 7 hours and you think, I don't feel any different, just hang on. I promise you, if you stay with it for a couple of weeks, you will notice a difference. And over the years, your brain will notice a difference because you will get your glymphatic system working again and you can clear out all of the gunk and reduce your risk for dementia. That is so worth it. It's so important. Everything else that you have to do can wait because if you don't manage this now, you're going to regret it later. Protecting your sleep is one of the simplest, most powerful ways to defend your memory and reduce your risk for dementia. I hope this was helpful. Please follow or subscribe. Please share with someone who may benefit from these daily habits. Thanks for listening or watching, and have a fantastic day